6:45. It snowed a little last night, and what I can tell you guys is that if you're looking to improve your legs, you should squat. If you have a herniated disc, if you've got an injury, try some hack squats, try some dumbbell sumo squats, try to stretch. Everyone asks me how I got my squat form like that. Well guys, that's the only time right now squatting in this fashion. It's the only time I've done it in my 11 years of lifting, and I got there by stretching, doing dumbbell sumo squats, pausing, and practicing squatting to the ground and holding it, doing a squat test, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes. And you're only going to learn how to do it if you put in your best effort, and if you try everything you can as far as stretching, dumbbell sumo squatting, switching to high bar, dropping the weight, starting with 135 from scratch. And if you don't want to do that, then don't ask me how to squat, because it takes your best effort. It takes a real effort. So I'm gonna get dressed now, get a good breakfast in. We gotta drive from 7 to 9 and then lift. So it's gonna require a whole muffin to get that whole muffin pump. So let's get dressed. Alright guys, here we go. Typical breakfast, full muffin, because we got a full morning today. 6:58, I'll probably be in the car in 15 minutes easy, because this will take me about 3 minutes to eat. So let's go ahead and verify that, shall we? Let's get started. It's time to brush these teeth and get in the car. So let's kill this morning. Let's do it. First, oil gains. It's not Monday or Thursday yet, but we're still making oil gains. Oh boy, oh boy. A Band-Aid of peace. Greaser, now we're ready.
I'm not gonna tell you what.
Alright guys, 9:09, we were listening to just some RX Muscle, just drove, got to 10 peak rides, so once we hit 40 for the week, we'll be good to go, but it's Tuesday and I'm already at 10, which means whatever. But today's gonna be a pull session, and if you guys watch this first week back, bench day, I did just 3 sets of my compound, the bench press, and then a regular fluff and pump workout. Yesterday, I did the opposite. I did 9 or 10 sets of squats. And those squats were ridiculously awesome. Best squats I've done in my life. Zero back pain. I finally stopped looking down at the ground when I squat, and I retracted my head a little bit to make sure my cervical spine isn't bent over like that, completely folded, because it is easy to look at the ground when you squat, at least for me. Just like some people, it's easy to look up when you deadlift, but the key is to pull your neck back and make sure that your cervical spine, your cervical vertebrae, your neck, make sure it's straight, not extended, not flexed, because either of those is going to change the alignment of your spine, and that's not ideal. And I got a lot of comments saying, hey bro, like you should go up in weight, you're so ready. But guys, I'm not trying to squat meat legal and low bar and cheat 300 pounds up. I don't care. I'm getting much more out of squatting the way I do, and honestly, I don't know anybody on Instagram or on YouTube, none of my clients, none of my followers squat as deep as I do with as straight of a back as I do. And it's not a genetic gift that I have. I'm forcing myself to squat that way by lowering the weight. And everyone can tell me go heavier. Everyone can tell me you got more in you, but I'm trying to have the best form that's humanly possible for my frame and in general. And that seems to be not anyone else's goal, to have the absolute best form possible. And that's like saying, I don't know, that's just compromising and saying that you rather look stronger than you are. You rather convince yourself and lie to yourself that you're stronger than you are. But guys, I've been lifting for 11 years, and when someone who's been lifting for 1 year is like, dude, you should be squatting heavier, that, I mean, not saying that I'm better or smarter than them, but it has nothing to do with experience. It's once you learn what is correct, do what's correct. And if you guys are watching this video, the way I'm squatting is the most correct way I know how to squat, from the research I've done, from watching people squat like Matt Ogus, Kevin Pitbull Torres. anyone who does Olympic weightlifting, guys, they aren't born with the ability to Olympic weightlift. They train how to squat like that, and it's going to save your spine, your knees, your hips. It's going to save everything, require you to use less weight and build more muscle. So if your ego is more important than everything else, then that's not for you. But my ego is literally irrelevant when I go to the gym. Well, not true, but I control it, guys, and it's all about self-control. A lot of aspects of my life, I have terrible self-control. I have a lot of regrets in my life, and the last place that I'm going to allow myself to regret is in the gym. The place that saved my life, the place that gave me purpose in life. I'm not gonna come in here and turn my back on doing the right thing. So, with that said, we're gonna do pull-ups today, and since my push day, I reduced the volume on compounds just to get acclimated again. Yesterday on squats, I'm so much stronger than I look, so I was able to power through 10 sets and it felt amazing. I reduced my accessory fluff and pump. Today, I'm not sure. I'll probably match what I did on bench and just do a few sets of pull-ups, let this bicep continue getting stronger over time, keep the tendonitis inflammation low or at a minimum or completely eliminated, and do a little bit of fun stuff after. So join me for the pull-ups. I'm gonna walk on the treadmill, do about 3 assisted pull-up warm-ups, but you guys won't see that. You'll just see me on the pull-up bar. So pre is downed. Like I said, it's about 9:15 now, so let's go do this pull day. And I think I'm still gonna have a really good pump because my diet has been the same it's always been, but I had 2 cheat days this weekend. I didn't film the Super Bowl food, but we had like some pizza and I had some ice cream from Trader Joe's, at least a couple thousand calories worth. Get up at 6:30 a.m., drive and train. And yeah, a lot of people ask me how much money I make driving Lyft, or why I'm driving Lyft, or if they can drive Lyft, or all these things. Guys, don't ask questions, to do the right thing. And if you guys want to wake up at 6:30 in the morning and drive people for 2 hours and then train, then just do it. Don't ask me how hard it is, because whether it's easy or not for me, it doesn't have anything to do with how it's going to be for you. Do what you want, and this is what I want. So let's go train.
When life gets busy, it's easy for your gym time to take a backseat. You need a workout plan that keeps you on track, whether you have 2 hours or only 10 minutes. 24 hours and more. You can customize workouts that adapt to where you are.
All right, guys, what is going on? We are doing this voiceover in one take because I'm exhausted. It's Wednesday, and yesterday was my pull session, so today's my day off. Everything is going well. My first day back in the gym when I was training with my friend, my bench was a little off and I'm not really sure why, but I'm gonna go tomorrow after my rest day today and hit it again and see how 250 pounds feels. Maybe it's that skinny black bar that I'm not used to. It was like ultra skinny, almost like one of those old school straight bars with like the little metal plates on the end, like the skinnier ones. It was ridiculously skinny, so I'm gonna go back to the worn down iron bar that I've been using, if they have that, or maybe even the thick one. But tomorrow morning the iron bar should be free and we'll see how that goes. But bench was okay. Squat day was amazing because, like I said before, I'm really taking my time upping the weight as I get stronger. And this day, yesterday on pull-ups, everything went really well as well. So I thought I might go in and do just a few sets, but I ended up busting out a very high set workout, and I'm not sure if I'm gonna start adding weight or just continuing to do more sets, because people are telling me I should up the weight, and I agree. But again, the idea is to make sure that I don't get injured with my left bicep tendonitis. And if I can avoid that while maintaining doing bodyweight pull-ups, I don't see an advantage really to going heavier. My back could increase in development, but as you guys will see in the end of this video, it doesn't need any more development. If anything, my biceps need development, but if I'm straining my tendon, trying to use pull-ups to increase my arm size, that's going to be counterproductive. It might actually be better to just maintain my pull-up volume and add in more accessory work for the biceps, like, well, I guess bicep curls, but even then I'm kind of plateauing at a really good weight. So I really don't know what to do, but it's not crucial to me. I'm not getting on stage in 3 or 4 months, and I don't need to have overly large biceps. If anything, my triceps still are lagging, so it really doesn't matter. It's just a matter of managing my ability and my injury, or just, I guess, my limitations, not so much an injury, and seeing how to program around it and deciding what I want to do. But again, if you guys have been watching me for the past 3-6 months, maybe even a year, this is really the same workout I've done since I've herniated a disc in my back, because there's no lateral spinal loading. Everything is pretty much with my spine vertical, erect, perpendicular to the ground, meaning that I don't really put any lateral tension on it. The most tension I get is the single arm row, which is something I didn't even do for a little while. But again, bringing in a little bit of lateral loading, like basically me leaning against something with my spine or bending over, is something I'm gonna start doing now. As the squat volume increases and the squat weight increases, I have to be careful. But as you see here, even on the rear delt flies, I moved away from the cable machine and I started doing them bent over. And again, the load is very, very minimal, but I do it 100% pain-free. So I'd like to strengthen my back in this position so that I can eventually deadlift, so that the squat volume as it goes up won't cause any injuries. And so far, so good on everything. So the main compounds you guys see me do all the time, and I swear by them. And now I'm just changing things up a little bit here with rear delts, and that's really about it. So once I did my pull-ups, my rows, or my pull-ups and my underhand pull-downs, I did the rows and the shrugs, which are my 4 staples for back. And then I do a superset, because once the compounds are done, the heavy stuff is done, I don't like to train a muscle, rest for 2 minutes, then train that muscle again. I want to work each muscle in isolation in a circuit style, because each muscle is going to rest 2 to 3 minutes, and I'm not sitting there for 2 to 3 minutes doing nothing. So the first superset was rear delt flies with dumbbell curls, and I did about 3 sets each. And then the second go around, I did tricep press downs, mostly to work the lateral head. And by doing that, I'm kind of pushing my elbows out a little bit. Not something you necessarily want to do on a regular basis, or if you've never done it before, but definitely something to try. I usually try to keep my elbows pinned, but with this exercise, when I just push and rotate a little bit, I really get a good squeeze in my medial head, and it doesn't bother my tendon at all. So that's just something I do. Get a little bit of soreness, a little bit of activation on the outer head. And this was a 3 exercise circuit. So with the supersets, I did 5 more exercises. Rear delts, dumbbell curls, then tricep press down, bicep curls on the cable, very light, really just to fatigue the muscle further a little bit, just for fun, just to get a pump, because it does feel really good on this exercise, and then some ab work. And on this one, I just did 2 sets each. So I did 5 or 6 total sets of arms, or let's see, 5 sets of biceps, 5 sets of triceps, 3 sets of rear delts, and just 2 sets of abs. So that's what I did after my back workout. And again, I don't have an arm day, I don't have a shoulder day. I do my compounds, and then my accessory work is basically arm isolation, because my arms are lagging. So instead of having an arm day and just waiting around for another week to hit arms, I do my compounds and I do my arms after, because I'm focused on the compounds and I'm focused on my weak points. And my chest and back are both strong points, as you're gonna see here in this posing video that I recorded for you guys. And the only thing that really lags is some of my tricep fullness, and it's mostly due to insertion, so really not a problem. I'm very, very happy with how I'm looking and feeling right now. And honestly, this is probably the best I've felt in a long time, in a couple years. Just much less stress. I have bad days, but the days that are good are just so good due to my effort, and it feels good. So salute the back double bicep, salute the Z's pose. I'm out. Peace.